Hello, my dear students. In this video, we are going to study a brief account of a fungi. So, in a previous video, one more video we had regarding fungi. That is the importance of fungi. What are the different benefits human beings are getting from fungi? This video is exclusively about the structure and classification of fungi. After that, one drawing would be there, so then one attachment block will be there. You can write prepare notes from that. So here mycology word is given. Mycology word is coined from two different words. One is mycos. Mycos means fungi or mushrooms. Fungi are mushrooms. Logos, another word. Logos means study. So that means fungi means mycology means study of fungi. Study of fungi. So you can find here fungus in a petri dish. This actually we call it as this circular structure. This one is called a petri dish. This dish is a petri dish. It is used in laboratories. In the second diagram you can see a mushroom. In third one you can find a rust disease. Rust Trupu rogamu, rust disease. So let us see next one. What are the basic features of fungus? Fungus is non-chlorophyllous. Fungus is a non-chlorophyllous. Non means no, chlorophyllous means it is not green in color. It doesn't have chlorophyll. You know that chlorophyll is a pigment which is responsible for photosynthesis. Non-chlorophyllous means no chlorophyll. If no chlorophyll means non-photosynthetic, that means no photosynthesis happens. No photosynthesis happens. In the same way, that's why it depends on other organisms. It depends on other organisms. That's why we call it a heterotrophic. Heteros means different, trophium means food. It depends on other organisms for its food and nutrition. That's why we call it as a heterotrophic organism. Fungus is a thallophyte. In one video in algae I told you thallophyte. Thallus means here you can see a mushroom. It doesn't have no root is there, no leaf is there, no stem is there. If an organism has no roots, no stem, no leaf, we call them as a thallophyte, because this kind of structure, a fungus with this kind of structure is called a thallus. We call it as a thallus. So organisms with a thallus are called thallophytes. Next one, it has a chitinous cell wall. It has a chitinous, which is made up of a chitin, not continuous. Chitin is a kind of substance. In the case of other plants, we can find a cellulose cell wall. In the first video, plant cell, we studied that plant cells consist of cellulose, whereas fungus consists of chitin. So these are the basic features of fungus. First one is non-chlorophyllous, non-photosynthetic, heterotrophic, thallophyte with a chitin cell wall. These are the basic features of any fungus. Study of fungus is called mycology. So this is the introduction part. After this we study what is the structure of a fungus. Before knowing the actual structure of any fungus, I would like to introduce you to unicellular fungus. It is a very important bit. What is the unicellular fungus means? Unicellular fungus is a yeast. Unicellular fungus is called yeast. Yeast It's a scientific name. Its scientific name is a Saccharomyces. Saccharomyces. So yeast scientific name is Saccharomyces. It is a unicellular. Why we call it as unicellular? It consists of only one cell. It consists of only one cell. If any organism has only one cell, we call it as a unicellular. Here you can find a mother cell. You can find a mother cell. So this is a mother cell. From this mother cells, a number of buds are being formed. So though it looks like a filament, it is not a filament. It is a pseudo-filament, pseudo-hyphal fungus. So every cell consists of one nucleus as usual. So here in the cell, a lot of cytoplasm would be there. So you can these yellow dots, lot of cytoplasm would be there, and remaining organelles like mitochondria, Golgi complex, endoplasmic reticulum, everything will be there, but no any chloroplast or chlorophyll. So this is the structure of yeast cell. It is a very simple structure, unicellular. We know that in a previous fungus, the importance of fungi, we studied the importance of a yeast cell in bakery industry, in alcoholic beverages also. That video you can refer for the importance of yeast. So next one, we study the actual fungus. Majority, 99% of fungus that consists of a thallus. The thallus of fungus is called mycelium. I have already told that mycus means fungus, mycelium means the fungus body. This is a fungus body. This is like this. You can find the fungus. Here also you can find fungus. Here a tomato see. This buju, this is called mycelium. So in the case of mushroom also you can find this subterranean underground part, that white fluffy part. On the citrus also, and the lemon also you can find this white fluff-like structure. This is called mycelium. So actually mycelium consists of filaments. I have shown in this diagram, each filament will be there. So this each filament we call as a hypha. The overall a collection of hypha is called mycelium. So in the next diagram we see the structure of hypha. From the mycelium, one part, this arrow mark indicates this arrow mark indicates one hypha. So mycelium is a collection of hyphae. Hypha is singular, hyphae is a plural. If you add e, that becomes plural. That is a plural form of a hypha. Hypha singular, hyphae plural. So here you can see the structure, a single filament. So first of all you can find the outermost one is called this is not the outermost, but this is a chitinous cell wall. I have already told you. This is a black thick line. It indicates the outermost layer of the hypha. We call it as a chitinous cell wall with chitin. Second one, from the wall we can find a septum. So it divides the hypha into different cells. Here two cells are there, here one cell, here a second cell is there. So this septum divides the hypha into different cells. Inner to the cell wall you can find a plasma membrane. So next part in this fungus is you can find inner to that cytoplasm will be there. So that fluid-like substance inside the cell is called cytoplasm. In the cytoplasm you can find a number of nuclei, singular nucleus, plural nuclei, and glycogen will be there. Glycogen is a reserve food material in a fungus. So these two important parts in fungus characteristic features. One is the presence of chitinous cell wall. Second one is the glycogen is present. In the case of other plants you can find starch, whereas in the case of fungus glycogen is present as a reserve food material. So fungus hypha consists of cell wall, inner to cell wall, plasma membrane is present, inner to plasma membrane, cytoplasm is present. Inside the cytoplasm, number of nucleus and glycogen reserve food material are present. So a mass of hyphae is called a mycelium. A singular thread-like structure from mycelium is called a hypha. The plural form of hypha is a hypha. This is a general structure of any fungus. This is a basic for further. Here the kingdom fungi, actually the kingdom is a fungi. This fungi, some scientists call it as a included it under the kingdom mycota. Mycos you already know. Mycos means mushroom or fungus. Mycota is the kingdom of fungi. This one is divided into 4 classes. One is that is a zygomycetes. Zygo. You don't forget. Zygomycetes, ascomycetes, basidiomycetes, deuteromycetes. So the names have some meaning. So I will show you in respective classes why the name zygomycetes, ascomycetes, basidiomycetes, deuteromycetes have got. In the next slide you can see conjugated fungi. Conjugation means here zygous means this one produces spores. One kind of spore the fungus produces. Just like plants produce seeds for propagation, fungus produces spores. Spores we already know. Spores. These spores we call zygospores. So zygospores. So that's why the name is zygomycetes. Very important genera under zygomycetes are first one is Mucor, second one Rhizopus, third one Albugo. Mucor and Rhizopus more or seems to be similar. Mucor causes number of diseases. Rhizopus also diseases. We call Mucor. The common name of Mucor is a pin mold. See, you can see it has a pin-like structure. So you can see this pin-like structure. That's why we call it as pin mold. Rhizopus is mostly found on bread, bakery bread. That's why we call it as a bread mold. If you keep bread in moist and dark conditions, they develop a white fluffy structure called bread mold. So here you can find on the leaf white spots. This is due to this disease is called white rust. That's why Albugo common name is white rust. So zygomycetes name is because of because of zygospores. It produces zygospores. Zygomycetes has given 3 examples here. One Mucor, second one Rhizopus, third one Albugo. Mucor is also called as pin mold. Bread mold is Rhizopus is also called as bread mold. Albugo is also called as a white rust. This much you have to keep in your mind. And for NEET, it is these are the key points you have to keep in your mind in a NEET Medicon. So next one, sac fungi. Sac fungi. You know, sac means sanchi. So ascomycetes, the name because of it produces a kind of spores called ascospores. Zygospores producing fungus is called zygomycetes. Ascospores producing fungus are included in ascomycetes. Here 3 important examples given. Saccharomyces, common name is yeast. Penicillium, we know that produces penicillin antibiotic. Aspergillus, besides the Neurospora and other fungi are also there. These are the 3 important examples you have to keep in mind. Yeast, Saccharomyces, yeast, Penicillium, Aspergillus. These 3 kinds of molds you have to remember these pictures in your mind. Don't forget Saccharomyces is also called as a yeast. The common name of Saccharomyces is yeast. Penicillin is produced by Penicillium. Aspergillus also we studied in importance. We extract citric acid that is being used in soft drinks like Limca and Sprite, Aspergillus, these molds. Three important ones, and comes under ascomycetes. Third one, you can see bracket fungi. Here fruiting bodies, they are looking like brackets. See this one bracket, so bracket like, so that's why we call them as bracket fungi. So this Basidiomycetes name because they produce a basidiospores. Zygospores producers means we call zygomycetes, ascospores producing fungus ascomycetes, basidiospores producing fungus we call as a basidiomycetes. Important examples, mushrooms are there. Different kinds of mushrooms we studied in importance of fungi. Puffballs, rust disease, you see here, this see here, this one, you can find rust like appearance, that's why we call it as rust disease. Smut, black masilaga unte, black soot, that we call as that kind of disease we call smut diseases. So mushrooms, puffballs, rust disease causing fungi, smut diseases causing fungi. Rust disease caused by Puccinia, smut disease by Sarcospora. That's anyhow those things we are going to study in a diseases video. This you have to keep in your mind. Zygospores are produced by zygomycetes, ascospores are produced by ascomycetes, basidiospores are produced by basidiomycetes. The last one more class is there, that is a deuteromycetes. Deuterous means imperfect. Deuteromycetes we call because here no sexual stages, that's why we call it deuteromycetes. The common name of deuteromycetes is a fungi imperfectae. Fungi imperfectae. These are the very important key points you have to keep in your mind. Fungi imperfectae means deuteromycetes. There is no any sexual stage in this fungi. So most important examples are Sarcospora, that causes a ticca disease. This kind of this ticca means spots. Hindi word. We call common name is a ticca disease. So here, next one you can find red rot of sugarcane. Sugarcane, you see, if you split open sugarcane, some sugarcanes have inside red rottening pot. We call it red rot. Red rot of sugarcane is caused by Colitotrichum falcatum. Colitotrichum, red rot of sugarcane. This one belongs to deuteromycetes. One most important one that causes human diseases, Trichophytana, that is caused by ringworm. You can see ringworm. So this kind of fungal spots, fungal necrosis, you can call, or spreading ring. This is due to this disease is called ringworm disease. Ringworm disease is not caused by any animal or any worm, it is caused by fungus. Why the name is given means it the symptom, it looks like a ring like structure is developed, that's why we call it as ringworm. Very important bit of disease. Ringworm disease is caused by fungus or trichophyton. You don't write it as an animal or a worm, it is not caused by any worm. So we have studied 5 important things in this. First one, we studied zygomycetes that produces zygospores. Example, Mucor, Rhizopus, Albugo. Mucor is also called as pin mold. Rhizopus is also called as bread mold. Albugo is also called as white rust. Next one, sac fungi, ascomycetes, they produce ascospores. Example, Saccharomyces, common name yeast, Penicillium, Aspergillus. So in the same way, bracket fungi, Basidiomycetes, they produce basidiospores. Example, mushrooms, puffballs, rust diseases and smut diseases. Finally, fungus imperfecta, Deuteromycetes, there are no any sexual stages. Example, Sarcospora, that causes ticca disease. Colitotrichum, that causes red rot of sugarcane. Trichophyton, that causes ringworm disease. These are the important things for NEET exams, for Medcon exams. Here we have to study the structure of Rhizopus. Rhizopus I have already showed you. Rhizopus is also called a bread mold, because you can see on the bread mold is there. What is this white part? This white part is a mycelium. This white part is mycelium. If you take this small slice and observe under microscope, you can study, you can see this kind of a structure, if you enlarge the image under the microscope, you can find this kind of structure. Here you see under the bread, inside the bread, root like structures are present. We call them as a rhizoids. Root like structures, they are not roots, because it belongs to Thallophyta. It doesn't have roots, but root like structures are there. We call them as a rhizoids. And from the rhizoid you can find a stolon horizontal, a filament or thread like structure. We call it as stolon. The hypha is also called horizontal hypha, are also called as a stolon. First one is a rhizoid, second one is a stolon or hypha. Third one you can see sporangiophore, phore, the spelling you have to keep in mind. Sporangiophore, sporangium bearing structure is called sporangiophore. This vertical structure is called a sporangiophore. At the tip of the sporangiophore we have a bulged structure called a sporangium. Inside the sporangium, a number of spores are produced. I already told you, just like a plants produce seeds, this fungus produces spores for propagation or for future generations. From spores new hyphae will germinate. So here 5 important structures I have shown. The root like structures we have called them as a rhizoids, and horizontal hypha are called stolons, and vertical hypha is called sporangiophore. The bulged tip of the sporangiophore consists of sporangium. Sporangium produces spores. This is the basic structure. A very student, medicon student or a NEET aspirant should keep this point in mind. These are the basic structures of a Rhizopus. Rhizopus is also called bread mold because of its common appearance on bakery breads. Okay. Next you have one drawing, so that you just an idea I will give. Here we can study how to draw the diagram. You see, first I am drawing stolons, horizontal hyphae. From that I will draw you root like structures called rhizoids. They are inside the bread. From the stolon I will draw vertical hypha. This one is called sporangiophore. From the sporangiophore, bulged tip called sporangium. Inside the sporangium, black spherical dots are present. So those spherical structures, you draw very fine spheres inside, rings inside. Here I cannot draw. So that line I am showing after the splitting up of that columella. So spores will liberate. So the R indicates rhizoids, and next one S indicates stolon. Next SP indicates sporangiophore. After that sporangium. Inside the sporangium, black spores are present. We have studied the brief structure of fungus, that is mycology, that is study of fungi. What are the different kinds of fungi here? What is the structure of the fungus? What are the different classes of fungi? And Rhizopus structure, then drawing, all these things. So after watching this video, you write down the notes and also you write down a couple of answers for a couple of questions, and you submit that response form, and don't forget to revise the previous videos, and you please share this video to so many students, your friends, your other relatives, even if they are studying in different schools, and ask them to share among themselves, so that so the knowledge can be shared immediately. Okay, don't stop sharing knowledge, share knowledge as much as possible, as much as possible. Okay, thank you.